Salaki, y'all. We're gonna get started here pretty soon. That boy. These niggas is wicked, man. So look at you, bro. Reach your computer. Not that. Hold on. We got a standard here that I'm really trying to. I'm really trying my damnedest to uphold. Here come here come niggas don't know how to use technology, man. What's up, man? You gonna turn your camera on? Or just gonna be me talking to a poster and shit. You see this, bro? You see what I gotta deal with, man? The Lord put me in charge of the flock of these niggas, man. I'll be like that. You know when Paul is talking about he's a prisoner to the gospel and stuff like that. That's how I feel like dealing with you. Look at these bonds. That's what it feels like, man. But yeah, man. First and foremost, I'm gonna say call halal Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai, man. We're gonna be doing another class back in the mobile HQ, doing what we need to be doing, man. And this class right here, this is going to be exhortation because, you know what's funny? I wrote this class like this is supposed to be the first class of us being in this building, actually.
Real?
Yeah, I wrote a long ass time ago, bro. So this is really going to be about exhortation and things that I've seen with Israelites in the truth. Some of y'all niggas, you know, a lot of people. I've seen this. Like, we have to stop using the curses as an excuse, as an out for our bad and poor decision making, right? This isn't going to be a class where people talk about like pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. That's not what this is. This is about exhortation and just an understanding of things. Give me Jeremiah 19 verse 4 in the NLT. You got to share your screen.
I would do something like that.
Look at y'all, man. Here we go.
Nothing, bro.
Here we go.
Don't say nothing, bro. Chill.
There you go. Jeremiah 29 and 4 NLT. You know, be on their phone on IG all day and TikTok all day, having a hard time just getting on here and trying to figure shit out. Just click this right here, man. Click that. There you go. And hit NLT. There you go.
How do you even know about your touch screen, bro?
Hey, man, I just hoped it was. I just hoped it was. Go ahead.
All right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 4 in the NLT. This is what the Lord of the heavens armies, the God of Israel, says to all the captives he has exiled to Babylon from Jerusalem. So
this is the message the Lord's giving to the Israelites when they were in their first captivity to Babylon, right? Because we believe the Babylon you see in the book of Revelations and sometimes in the prophets, right? Because you see them, they talk about the captivity that they went through in Babylon and what they will go through in ancient Babylon, but they also talk about this new or neo Babylon, right? So this is what they said in the original Babylon. Go ahead and read this in the next verse.
Verse 5. Build homes.
Do what?
Build homes.
Build homes. Go ahead.
And plan to stay.
Why? Because it's going to be a long captivity. Okay. You about to be going through some stuff. So you need to build homes. Keep going.
And plan to stay.
Yeah.
Plant gardens.
Yeah.
And eat the food they produce. How do you plant a garden? By planting seeds, right? Then that's going to be relevant to all this. Right, a lot of us just use like, oh, we're in captivity, we're under the curses to not be shit. To be honest, I mean, like just be like, oh, the reason why I'm struggling to pay my bills and stuff like that. We know the curses do play a part in it, but you staying at a job. Let's give you an example, right? You have somebody who will stay at a job that they know they're barely making it, barely making it by. Won't put in another job application to work somewhere else, right? Won't try to find something better, won't try to be better or do better, or even try to find a side hustle that makes money on top of that if you want to stay at that job. You'd be content on just making it month to month to when something happens, it's always catastrophic. If you're barely making it throughout the damn month every single month, right? Any little thing. Let's say you need a tire, right? Tires are expensive as hell right now. Now, I'm not talking about used tires you pay for $40. I'm talking about an actual new tire, right? Because that $40 one, maybe shit in Dallas, it might get you 2 weeks. The way these
I'm gonna say low tire pressure.
Low tire pressure. I said, dang. But a new tire, right? That if you barely skating by, that $100 to $200 is going to be problematic. And what if something else happens? What's some even more catastrophic? Say like you break an axle. Now you got to pay what like $500 to $1,500, and you barely scraping by. You see what I mean? It's always going to be catastrophic because you're content of staying where you at. You see right here in Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 4-5, just off those ones. It says, build ye houses, plant gardens, and eat the fruits they produce. Why? Because you need to plan to stay, because we don't know how long we're going to be here. We've been in captivity. We've been in captivity to the Edomites here for centuries. That's centuries, hundreds of years. We don't know how long we're going to be. Lord willing, we get out of here soon, Lord willing, but we don't know how long we're going to be here. Like, niggas don't even have a 5-year plan. Have y'all heard of a 5-year plan? Anybody heard of that? Like, what do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you plan on doing to get yourselves there in 5 years? Everybody trying to get through day by day, month by month. Like, we have to put ourselves in a position towards conducive for our prosperity to happen. So keep on reading.
I'm gonna read verse 5 again. Build homes and plan to stay. Plant gardens and eat the fruit they produce. Marry and have children. Then find spouses for them so that you may have many grandchildren. Mm-hmm. Multiply. Do not dwindle away.
Do not dwindle away. You know what happened? You know what makes you dwindle away? Coasting. We have to get out of this coasting mindset. Like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm just content. Like you have to really think about it. People really just be content by just finishing out the month and having maybe $50. Like, oh, I made it throughout the month.
That's crazy.
But think about it like this: when something happens, what? Now you look like, no, I gotta scramble to figure out how I'm gonna pay for a tire. I gotta scramble for if my job furloughs me, like, or gives me a day off that I didn't need, right? Then it's a problem. Then it's a problem. It's like what, $100, $200 out of your paycheck and out of your monthly budget already. Catastrophic. What if all that stuff stacks, right? Because now we can bring the curses in about all the things that happens. Like, say like Deuteronomy 20:66, your life shall hang in doubt, right? We can apply that to us getting pulled over by the police, somebody giving us a ticket, or all various different taxes that can happen because somebody else controls our life. So something can happen on every single time. It will be catastrophic. Think about that. It will all stack up, right? So matter of fact, keep going.
Verse 7, and work for the peace and prosperity of the city where I sent you into exile.
Yeah.
Pray to the Lord for it. For its welfare will determine your welfare.
Mm-hmm. Its welfare will determine your welfare. Go ahead.
This is what the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of Israel, says.
Well, that's going to go into a different. That's why it's another context thing, right? The welfare of a city determines on our welfare because we think about Black, Spanish, Native Americans. We have the lowest amount of money out of everybody, out of the wealth of America. We have the lowest amount, but we have the highest buying power. That's why you see how why they market the things they market. When you go on the internet, you see things about shoes. You see things about alcohol. You see things about various things that seem like it's always catered to what a nigga likes. You know why that is? Because we have the buying power and control all of that. That's why they do that. We're all buyers. We don't own nothing. So if you don't own anything, what are you going to do? You got to buy. So why? So they know this people has the highest amount of buying power. We're gonna do our advertising and hit you with, like, just like when you go on. When you go on Facebook, you go on Facebook and you say something like dang, it pop right up. You know why that is? Because you control the welfare of the city that you exist in. That's what this is. So bringing that all back, we have power we have the power, and that power being our knowledge to know that we need to do better. We need to not just coast and just make it through. Let's say you're working at a job that you barely making it at. Like, instead of just doing that, right, and not doing anything better, how about you look for another job while you're working this job that you're just making it through? Because then the Lord can make a way for you to get a better job. To make it even better, maybe you work less, maybe you make more, maybe it has better benefits, right? Things like that. You see what I mean? That's what that is. The Lord will give you ways for prosperity. That's why I made this class. Is it you or is it the curses? All right, we can't just blame everything on curses, but give me Psalms 18, verse 29, NLT. She brought this out about this year specifically, about leaping over a wall. It's time to, I don't know who I'm speaking to, but it's time to leap over this damn wall, crush the damn army and leap over this wall. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 18, verse 29 in the NLT. In your strength, I can crush any army.
Yeah.
It's like, in your strength, I can crush an army. With my God, I can scale any wall.
He can scale any wall. With his God, wait, talking about the same God that we believe in, we can crush any army and scale any wall. What's the wall we have to deal with? Poverty. What's the wall we have to deal with? Issues in our households. We can scale all these things if we believe in his God. David did. Look at how David got increased. He was called a man after the Most High's own heart. With our God, we can scale any type of wall. So we can't just blame things. Oh, the curses the curses is why I'm barely making it. Bro, the Lord gives you ways out. You see Peter. We're gonna read this later. You see Peter in Acts, right? Acts during the time of Acts 5. Peter's walking through Jerusalem and walking through where our people are at, and just his shadow is healing people. That's how much power Peter had. Do you know at that time Rome was still ruling over them? Rome is still ruling over Judea at that time, but he had that power. But we're gonna be content of being at the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, are you serious? Like, if we believe in this book, like we say we can access that same power. We get that through the Holy Spirit if we use it. That's why another part of this lesson is going to be cashing in and cashing out with the Lord, because he gives us doing what we do, like hitting the streets, keeping the commandments, telling people about this truth, informing people about the gospel, and living ourselves in a way that's conducive to our prosperity in the future. It's like depositing money inside the bank, and you can cash that out through the power that you can exude. That's what Peter did in Acts chapter 5, which we're going to get later. Go ahead and go to Proverbs 18 and 9. This is the problem. This right here is the crux of the issue.
God. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 9 in the NLT.
Mm-hmm.
A lazy person is as bad as someone who destroys things.
This is the problem with a lot of people. A lot of people are just lazy as hell. Just lazy as hell, bro. And it goes into being contentment, right? What's up? Is there a link or something I can get to click to get a question answered? We're gonna deal with that later if we have time, right? Because I gotta ask for the precepts I gotta get to, and we have a short amount of time today. But if we have time left over, we can deal with questions. But I need to get through all these precepts. Read that again.
Con. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
A lazy person is as bad as someone who destroys things.
A lazy person is as bad as somebody who destroys things, right? You know why you're just as bad? Because you are a destroyer. You're letting things. You're not replenishing things. You're not making things any better. You're leaving it the way it is, letting things rust, letting things corrupt, letting things die. That's what happens. Could you imagine if, like, you pay let's say, what's an example? Like rent. You pay rent. You pay rent one time, then after that you just stop paying rent. What happens?
You finish pink slip.
Yeah, pink slip. And what happens when you get a pink slip and you try to apply for another place? Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. You're just as bad as somebody who destroys things. You're just as bad as somebody who came and kicked your door in and wrecked your place, because you're doing the same thing by leaving a trail of destruction with your family, with you, with people who have to help you out of that, right? Even water bills, any type of specific bill that you can name. If you pay that once and then just stop paying it, just let it go, let everything build up. It all crashes down upon you, right? Get Proverbs chapter 20, verse 13. Right, we gotta hit these precepts. I got quite a bit of precepts. I want to read damn near all of Acts 5. Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 13. If you love sleep, you will end in poverty.
You what?
You will end in poverty.
That's contentment. When you sleep, when you finally go lay your head down, right? You say, okay, I'm finished with the day. People who do that throughout the whole day, you're content with where you're at. That's what this is telling you. When you sit here and content where you're at, it only ends in poverty. You're just coasting. Keep going.
If you love sleep, you will end in poverty.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eyes open and there will be plenty to eat.
Work. You have to work for what you have, right? Just like there are people you see the way Esau works with their nepotism, they just get given things, right? For us, we don't have that same luxury, so we have to work for everything that we have. We have to work to put ourselves in a good position to, let's say, you want to start up a business. Say you want to sell shirts. Say you want to sell clothes. Say you want to sell whatever you want to do. You have to put a whole bunch of work in, right? Matter of fact, don't you work for yourself, right?
I did triangle, but I mainly work for like this company.
Yeah, it's a lot more work than just clocking in at a regular job, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. See, it's like you have to work for everything that you want. That requires effort. A lot of people don't want to put in that type of effort. They're just content with just staying where they're at. And that's a problem. That's always been our problem. We did that even in Judea. Oh, we got our temple. Give me Jeremiah 7. This wasn't even part. This is a quick point. Jeremiah 7. I wonder what it says in the NLT. Go to just started 1.
God. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 1. The Lord gave another message to Jeremiah. He said, go to the entrance of the Lord's temple and give this message to the people. O Judah, listen to this message from the Lord. Listen to it. All of you who worship here, this is what the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of Israel, says. Even now, if you quit your evil ways, I will let you stay in your land. Mm-hmm. But don't be fooled by those who promise you safety simply because the Lord's temple is here.
And that's what the Christians do, really. That's what Christians do. You see how they act? Oh, we have our pastor, we have our church. We have people always coming in and out. So we're doing the righteous thing. But they don't amend their ways. They don't repent. They don't do anything. They don't do anything that puts themselves in right standing with the Father. We was doing that same thing in Judea. Oh, God's temple here. That means he's obviously with us. But the Lord says, if you amend your evil ways, then you can stay here. Because what happens when we don't amend our evil ways? Captivity, kicked out of our land, die. He sends a sword afterwards. He destroys his temple, which he did, which he did before, and which he did again in 70 AD. Keep going.
Verse 4, verse 5. But I will be merciful only if you stop your evil thoughts and deeds and start treating each other with justice. Mm-hmm. Only if you stop exploiting foreigners, orphans, and widows. Only if you stop your murdering, and only if you stop harming yourselves by worshiping idols. Mm-hmm. Then I will let you stay in this land that I gave to your ancestors to keep forever.
Mm-hmm. Keep going. Go down. Okay. Which is the temple of these. You must have read that already. Verse 4. You read verse 4?
But don't be fooled.
Yeah. Read that again. That's the point I really wanted.
Jeremiah 7 and 4. But don't be fooled by those who promise you safety simply because the Lord's temple is here. They chant, the Lord's temple is here. The Lord's temple is here. Mm-hmm. But I will be merciful only if you stop your evil thoughts and deeds and start treating each other with justice.
Mm-hmm. So it says, don't be fooled. Don't be stuck in your complacencies, right? Don't be laying yourself down to go to sleep, right? And I mean that metaphorically, like being complacent of where you at. You're content about what you've done. When you sleep, you're basically ending your day to start the next one. God. You're content of what you did in this 24-hour period. That being lazy and being complacent spirit is what we did when we're in Judea with the temple, right? That's why he kicked us out of our land, destroyed our temple through that complacency. So with that same type of mindset, go back to what we just said in was it Proverbs?
What was it?
I think it was Proverbs 20 and 13.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 13. Mm-hmm. If you love sleep, you will end in poverty. Keep your eyes open, and there will be plenty to eat.
There will be plenty to eat. Keep your eyes open, meaning what? Right? Working, putting effort in. That's what you have to do. Effort in everything. People just be content with just reading the Bible and then just working a piece of garbage job and just saying curses. Oh, curses. Yeah, like we have to deal with the curses, but a lot of that stuff really is just nationalistic things. Looking at as far as we're going to be in captivity, right? We're in captivity now. I'm just trying to make it simple, right? We're in captivity now. We were in captivity at the time of Jeremiah and
and Lamentations, things like that, right? The Lord told us, build houses, have children, right? Seek the prosperity of the city because it depends on its welfare. Your welfare will depend on its welfare, right? Yeah. Plan to stay. So, go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11. Like Ecclesiastes, chapter 11, verse 4. He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the clouds shall not reap.
Shoo! It's head in the clouds, man. That'd be a lot of Israelites, right? It's just like we have to stop using this type of ideology as an excuse and a way out to just be where you're at. Like, we can all do better. It ain't hard for you to get, like, even us with kids. I couldn't imagine like letting myself be in a position to where anything can happen and it's catastrophic, and I have my kids and my wife to depend on me, right? That's not in my spirit. That's why I have different avenues to make money. Hell, honestly, right? You can even leverage yourself in this truth to do that. That's something a lot of people don't do, right? You can put yourself in a position to make money and to put yourself in a position to basically not have to worry about specific things. It's very specific things, right? So go back to we read this already. Go to Ecclesiastes 10 and 18. Like, this is about this whole class is about exhortation and doing better, right? Also, call Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man, Miss Veronica, right? your mom's in chat for your gracious donation, man. All praises. Go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 18. Laziness leads to a sagging roof.
Hold on fast. What is this? Booyakai. That's a weird name. What does it say? It says, can you elaborate on what forgiveness of sins means? Do the sins get taken away if you don't commit them anymore, or do we still have to pay or suffer cursing? Right. As far as sin goes, you see. Can you give me something in Revelation? I think it's Revelation 2.
You want to just have my sword?
You can put it in your sword because I want to stay where we at. All right, bro. This is just a real quick one. So I want to make it short. You know where it talks about the white stone?
26.
Revelation 2 and 17. Okay. Right. So this is real quick. So I'll explain this. As far as forgiveness of sins, you mean coming into the truth? Like, say you start believing in God, like you start actually following him, keeping his commandments, believing in his son, right? As far as your sins you committed before that, the Lord can still judge you for those things. But you can be forgiven of those ultimately if you're the chosen, right? If you were of the elect. I need one before that, actually. Get Jeremiah 50, verse 20, and then we're going to get that.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 20. In those days and in that time, said the Lord, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found. For I will pardon them who I reserve.
I will do what?
I will pardon them whom I reserve.
That's the elect that the Lord is predestined. So they're going to be pardoned. For you to be pardoned for something, you have to committed a sin. So the elect that the Lord has chosen to be saved, to be the first fruits of the kingdom, he will pardon their transgressions. That doesn't mean you won't get judged for them. A perfect example of that is David, right? He committed adultery, and he paid for it through his son. He didn't die specifically, but his son died as a result of what he did. But he was pardoned from that transgression. So now give me 2 and 17. Yeah.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 17. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and will give him a white stone. Yeah. And in the stone a new name written, which no man knoweth, saving he that receiveth it.
So people take this verse, a lot of people take this verse and say a whole bunch of different things.
Now, I've explained this before. In Greco-Roman culture, the white stone that you're going to be given, this is regarding judgment, like on Judgment Day. But in judgment, in Greco-Roman culture, you will be given a white stone for you to be not guilty or innocent, or the black stone to be guilty. Right? The people who eat of the hidden manna are the people who the Lord has chosen to follow Christ and will follow him and endure all the way until the end. Those people are going to be given the white stone, shown to be innocent. That's what's going on in Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 20, when he pardons those who he's reserved. That pardoning is you getting the white stone, right? But you still get judged for the things you've done, right? You still, like something can still happen to you. That bam, now you're getting judged, right? Okay. But ultimately, at the very end of all things, when it comes down to Judgment Day, if the advocate Yahweh Shai Mashiach advocates for you, right, and you were the ones who chosen, you'll be given the white stone and forgiven, right? That's what this means. This is if we could judge after repentance. What is Hebrew? Look, I wasn't even going to stop for questions right now. I just did that because I was already thinking about that earlier, right? Let's see. I can do. Matter of fact, I'm gonna deal with those later. What does Judah say? He says, I'm gonna leave this question here because I might miss the rest of the lives. Since we know the Sabbath is lunar, the ones who believe and keep the Friday night to Saturday Sabbath, are they sinning the water? I mean, they're gonna have to take that up with the Father, right? Because I mean, yeah, they're gonna just take that up with the Father. Because I was gonna say something that I would have to give a whole breakdown to. Yeah, to me, I feel like the Lord will notice that they're trying to keep a Sabbath, right? Even though I don't agree, I'm not going to do that. I don't agree that that's the Sabbath, but since the Lord is going to show us grace in our captivity and rehearsing the righteous acts, and we're all going to see eye to eye when Yahushua comes back, right? I believe the Lord will give them grace for that. And acknowledge the fact that they're attempting to do something, like attempting to keep the commandments, unlike the Christians. Yeah, who say the Lord is the Sabbath. That's wild. The Lord is the bro. I'm trying to figure this out. Watch this, right? And this real quick before you get back on. If the Lord is the Sabbath, you mean Christ, right? But if Christ is part of the Godhead, and the Godhead said keep the Sabbath, who do we listen to? Who are we listening to? Y'all want to talk about our doctrine, assholes? Who are we listening to? We listen to Christ. We listen to God. We listen to both. Well, how do we listen to both? If Christ is the Lord of the Sabbath, so we don't have to keep it, and He's our rest. But the Lord said, the Father, right? God the Father said, you have to keep the Sabbath.
It's because He died.
You see, man.
He died on the cross. You know how to keep the Sabbath. The Sabbath died with him.
It's confusing. It's confusing. Because if I have time, I can hit it at the end. Right? Just ask it again. But let's go back into this.
God. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 18. Laziness leads to a sagging roof.
Remember, laziness leads to a sagging roof. You see it. You see your roof sagging. Right, keep going.
Idleness leads to a leaky house.
Now it's been concaved. And you sit there, you see it. You're like, oh, I'm gonna deal with it later. I'm gonna deal with it later. And then boom, now water starts running into your house. What is this water, metaphorically? Masculine. What is this? Anybody answer this question? What is this water?
Shit, being laid on your ring.
A little deeper than that. Give me Matthew 21. Matthew 7 and 21.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord.
Oh, that's not it. It's the right chapter, though. 24.
God. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. Mm-hmm. And the rain descended.
And the what?
And the rain descended.
The rain descended. Go ahead.
And the floods came.
Go ahead.
And the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock.
What are those rains? What are those floods? Trials and tribulations.
That's tough.
Trials and tribulations. Read that again in Ecclesiastes.
God, this is book Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 18. Laziness leads to a sagging roof.
Laziness leads to a sagging roof. Why is it sagging? Because all the rain and all the things are just on top of it. You're seeing all of it and doing nothing about it. Why? Read the next part.
Idleness
means you've done nothing. You've seen all the trials and tribulations, right? You see all this stuff happening to you. You're doing nothing to fortify that roof. And that roof is over you and your family, right? You're not doing nothing whatsoever to fortify that roof. And now you finish it off.
Idleness leads to a leaky house.
Now it's concaved, right? Your roof is falling through. You see that? We have the ability. We have what was the first verse brought out in Jeremiah 29:4 and through 24 and 5. It said, build your houses, man. You're not building your house if you sit there doing nothing. You're not building your house or fortifying your house if you're sitting complacent and where you at in life, right? You're not fortifying. You're buying time until that shit concaves, and now you gotta be like, oh, I need some help. You see what I mean? I need to do this, right? That's why I want to start this lesson off. This is a great lesson. I really wanted to start this one off when we first got here, right? Now it's a problem. Go to I need to amplified. You just hit amplified. Go to 13 and 4.
Oh, that might- I don't even see that much on here. That's not true. Yeah, I bet.
I niggas be on IG all day.
You said Jeremiah what? What you want?
I said Proverbs
17 and 4.
13 and 4.
It's on IG all
I be on IG all day.
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 13, verse 4. The sole appetite of the laziest person craves and gets nothing.
See that? The soul or appetite, right? What you want, right? The lazy person craves. We want all these things. Oh, I wish I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to get that. I'm gonna take my family here. I want to go do this. I want to buy this clothes. I want to do X, Y, and Z, right? The soul of the lazy person craves and gets what?
God, the soul of the lazy person craves and gets nothing.
And gets nothing because you didn't work for shit. You know what I mean? You didn't work for nothing. You didn't put yourself in a position to get this, but you've been lazy. Keep going.
For lethargy overcomes ambition.
It overcomes ambition. All the things you have ambition for, right? You being lazy and being lethargic, right? Or what they say in the health world, is it sedentary?
Yes,
Sedentary. You being damn sedentary with your ambition and your work and your lifestyle, right? And you want all these things, you can't get it. It's overcame your ambition. Keep going.
But the soul of the diligent who works willingly is rich and abundantly supplied.
And look at that. Is rich and abundantly supplied. That comes with the scriptures too. That comes with your knowledge of the scriptures as well. Y'all got to cash in with the Lord. Right? It's time. It's time for you to cash in and cash out, bro. Go to I need the NIV. Get Proverbs 10 and verse 4. My bad. My handwriting is horrible.
That's crazy. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 4 in the NIV. Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth.
Lazy hands make for poverty, right? But diligent hands bring wealth, right? Diligent means you work, you put in an effort, right? Just like how you had to make your calling and election sure. That comes with what? Effort. You staying in the position that you're in, you're being lazy. That only leads to poverty. You staying where you at and not evolving throughout the years leads to poverty. The world's moving without you, right? Yeah, just like how people say yesterday's price ain't today's price. You sitting there working, sitting there working a job making $15 an hour. The inflation to come now, now that $15 really is $7.
Not really.
And you still there talking about, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. We all have to move with the times, bro. We gotta fortify the roof over our head because the rain and the rain and the floods is only gonna get heavier. It's only gonna get heavier, especially the times we move into. Go back to the Amplified Bible. I need Proverbs 11 and 24. That be the main problem before we go anywhere else. That be the main problem. But the second co-main problem is niggas don't be giving money, right? Like people don't give charity to godly sources, right? And I'm not saying, oh, just give me money. Wherever, and I'm saying this to the people on the live, whoever you basically like reap information from, reap spiritual information and basically guidance and teachings from, that's who you should give to, because it comes back to you. What's up? Let me say one thing really fast. It comes back to you in multiples, right? I remember one time. I remember this happened to me the same exact day once. I think I gave somebody like $40 and got 80 later that day. I forgot what I did. I think it was it wasn't like a homeless man. I forgot what specifically happened. Dang, I forgot what specifically happened. It was the same exact day though. Right, what is this? So the prosperity doctrine is good. No, we're not. This is not like when I say this is not the prosperity gospel with Creflo Dollar. If you just sow a seed of $1,000, no, we're not talking about that. But what I'm saying is, your sowing is what you sow. It's like a direct, like it's like a action and reaction, right? Your action of sowing brings you to another reaction, which is toward your benefit. Not like all you have to do is say, Creflo Dollar says the Lord doesn't want you to have no relationship with the 10 Commandments, right? If you do that, the Satan wants you to keep the 10 Commandments and things like that, right? That's what he says. He said all you got to do is just give, just tithe, believe in Christ and tithe. No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying you need to keep the commandments, put yourself in a great position in your life, and constantly elevate. Right, and a part of that elevation, the Lord helps you when you actually give to his movements, right? Because this is all God's even us here right now is God's program. No matter how big or how small it is, it's all God's program. That we even on this live right now, that I have a laptop, that we have a mic, that we have a place where we can congregate at. Right, the Lord's guiding this, just like how He does with IUIC. Various Sakari camps, HOI, all of us who put our brick in. This is God's program, right? And aiding to that is only for your benefit. We're gonna get these precepts for it, but give me that real fast.
This is the book of Proverbs 11:24, right?
What's up?
Yeah, this is the book of Proverbs chapter 11:24 in the AMP. Mm-hmm. There is the one who generously scatters abroad and yet increases all the more. Mm-hmm. And there is the one who withholds what they justly do.
Withholds what's justly due, and what?
But it results only in want and poverty.
It only results in want and poverty. You needing things and poverty. There's one person who scatters abroad who helps his people and helps for God's nation, right? Helps for God's movements in whatever shape or form it takes place in, right? And there's one person who doesn't do that, and it only ends up to their poverty. Keep going.
Verse 25. The generous man is a source of blessing, mm-hmm. and shall be prosperous and enriched.
You see that? The generous man is a source of blessing, right? And read the next part.
And shall be prosperous and enriched.
Shall be prosperous and enriched. And who does the enrichment come from? The Father. I've been in this for it's either 8 years or almost 9. I've lost count at this point, right? To be honest. But through this time, I've seen this. When I give and when I do specific things, my finances be straight. They stay straight. It's really like, I don't like to use that word magical, but like I can't even explain it, right? I've been doing the same things that I've been doing, really, but I stay straight that way, right? Keep going.
God. So the generous man is a source of blessing and shall be prosperous and enriched. Mm-hmm. And he who waters will himself be watered.
You see that? He who waters will himself also be watered. Go ahead.
Reaping the generosity he has sown.
Reaping the generosity he has sown. You get that back from the Father. Keep going.
The people curse him who holds back grain, mm-hmm. when the public needs it.
When the public needs it. And we will be the public in this aspect, not just us. Not just saying give all the money to Sakari or give all the money to Sakari Dallas, but the aid. And matter of fact, aid don't even have to even be just in money.
right? It could be for like, say, like you want to give the prophets some food. You want to help us get somewhere. You want to do something to aid this cause. If you believe we're doing something, and if we're doing something in the name of the Father, you can help us in any kind of way you possibly can. We'll receive it. Like that, it comes back to you in multiples, right? Is there more on that? Just read the verse again.
God, the people curse who holds back grain when the public needs it, but a blessing from God and man is upon the head of him who sells it.
Him that sells it, right? Blessings come back. Give me Sirach. I need Sirach. Just pull it up in this tab.
All right,
Sirach 12 and 1. That's what that is. It's Sirach 12 and 1. Yeah, that's where it goes.
This is the book of
Hold on,
Sirach.
fast.
Oh, shoot.
It says, how do you Booyaka shot? Brother, you gotta have a better name. Bro, that's so weird saying it out loud. But it says, how do you elevate without learning the way of the heathen? The way of the heathen is their law, statutes, and commandments. Whatever their ethno-religious styles are. Ours is when you keep the commandments, you're not doing the way of the heathen. That's the opposite of that, brother. And it's just not. It don't have to be super, super deep, right? Keep going.
Con. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12 from the top. When thou wilt do good, know to who thou doest it. So shall thou be thanked for thy benefits.
So shall thou be thanked for thy benefits, right? Know to whom you're doing it. Like if you believe people out here, like say like either Sakari, HOI, IUIC, Sons of Thunder, who else am I missing? Wi-Fi. If you believe these people are of God and doing God's work, do good to them. Keep going.
Go on there.
You need the whole chapter because it keeps going.
Con. Verse 2. Do the good to the godly man, and thou shalt find recompense.
Yeah.
And if not from him, yet from the Most High.
Yet from the Father, right? So if you do good unto the godly man, right? If he can't pay you back, right? Don't even worry about it, right? If he can't pay you back, the Lord pays you back, and I've seen that. I think a lot of people in here have seen that, right? If somebody can't directly help you back after you help them out, the Lord comes through somewhere down the line.
Okay.
Somewhere down, and then you just and the Lord goes out of his way to show it too. That's would be crazy. The Lord go out of his way to show that see you did a good deed. Right. It's crazy, man. Go ahead.
Verse 3. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in you.
You.
Is that how you said it?
It's evil.
Evil.
That's you got the whole case.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out. Evil. Nor to him that giveth no alms.
Yeah.
Give to the godly man and help not a sinner.
Give to the godly man and help not a sinner. That's going to like the causes you support, right? Just like how you have people like Black Lives Matter, right? People want to brag about giving to Black Lives Matter, but Black Lives Matter supports Planned Parenthood. So Planned Parenthood comes from eugenics. Eugenics is going into basically wiping out specific races, and the targeted race is Black people and Hispanic people.
That's counterproductive.
You're literally doing something counterproductive.
And spending that money in gay strip clubs.
That too. Spending money.
That's crazy as hell.
Like, all these things, all the things that they stand on is counterproductive to Black people specifically. So you giving money to them, you're supporting that. That's why I said, can't eat. Read verse 3 again.
Verse 3. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil.
Yeah.
Nor to him that giveth no alms.
So the good that you want to give is just going to multiply and amplify their evil. They'll have more money and more resources to put that money towards evil acts, like Planned Parenthood. Like that's what that is, right? And I saw something too. I wanted to hit. So he said, "Sorry for so many questions. Apologies for my ignorance. It's cool, brother. Like I mean, we was all Titus 3. We was all once fools once. We all had our starting place, bro. Let's just say it like that. We all had our starting place, and we all just elevated from there, bro. It's cool. So get Matthew 12 and 14.
KJV. I mean NLT.
It can be KJV. It's fine. I don't know what it says in NLT.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 14 in the KJV. Then the Pharisees went out and held a council against him, how they might destroy him. Verse 15, but when Yahushua knew it,
Whoa, did I say 14? 41. Same chapter, just 41, verse 41.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 41.
Some casualty to my handwriting, man. No, that's not right either. Yeah, that's not right either. Try Mark. Let me see.
14 or 41.
14, do 14, 12, 14. Let me see.
And when they were come, they sent them down, so we know that.
Oh, it was Mark.
12,
I'm a casualty. I'm a casualty to my own handwriting, bro. It's Mark 12 and 41.
God. This is the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 41. And Yahushua sat over against the treasury and beheld how the people cast money into the treasury, and many that were rich cast in much.
Mm-hmm.
And there came a certain poor widow, and she threw in 2 mites, which make a farthing.
That's basically like a penny. Go ahead.
And he called unto him his disciples and said unto them, verily I say unto you, that this poor widow has cast more in than all they which have cast into the treasury.
Why did he say that?
Because she gave literally the last that she probably had.
She gave the last that she probably had. It meant more. Yeah. It means more. Like people give out, because matter of fact, he's gonna explain it. He's gonna explain it. Read verse 44.
Verse 44. For all they did cast in of their abundance.
They gave out of their abundance, but she did what?
But she of her want did cast in all that she had.
Yeah. Even
all her living.
Why? Because she supported what Yahushua was about. That's why she gave all of her. She gave her damn last. She gave her damn last so that Yahushua and his disciples could increase in their treasury so they can go farther with the resources that they had. So that's why, like people shy away from talking about things like this because like it's like the whole aspect of money. Like, oh, you guys just being like the Christian church. It's not about being about the Christian church. It's just that things cost money. We need resources. Everybody needs resources for any type of movement whatsoever. That's why everybody has like a donation link. That's why everybody has a if you can do this link, right? Or email or something like that to which you can help. You need resources for any type of movement. The Black Panthers, freaking Black Lives Matter. Damn it, every single one of these churches, you need resources to do things, right? To have any type of movement. We all put our own resources in. Hell, I put a couple $100 in the treasury the other day, right? We have to have resources to basically do what we do to our highest capacity, right? So, what's I gonna say again? Go back to Sirach 12 again. Okay. Also, Barakatah Buyaka. It's the sign for the screen. The water for edification. All praises, man. It's not that it's so bad. It's just like just reading that out loud every time. It's kind of it's kind of weird. Did you get that in Sirach?
Yeah, 12 and verse 5.
Yeah, start at verse 1.
Verse 1 again.
This is recapping.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12 on the top. Mm-hmm. When thou wilt do good, know to who thou doest to. Mm-hmm. So that's a lot. So shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits.
Yeah.
Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense. And if not from him, yet from the Most High.
But not from him, but from who?
The Most High.
The Most High. Now I'll go back to hit the back button and go back to the Blue Letter Bible app. Get 1 Samuel 2 and 6. All right. So if you don't get the recompense from him, you also get it. You can also get it from the Father. God. Right. And sometimes both. To be honest, I had that happen to me before. Sometimes both. You get a recompense back from the Father. And the reason why you get a recompense back from the Father, because who is Yahweh? He is the existing one. He controls reality and the realm we exist in, right? So he can make anything happen. You remember when Yahushua, I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but in the Gospels, I think they asked Yahushua, what did they ask him? They asked him about a source of money. I forgot if they was going to pay tribute to Caesar or not. And then like they just threw their hooks out and found the fish that had money in it, the exact amount of money that they needed.
Wow. They're crazy.
Like that. How does that even happen?
We were just talking about that with your The
know what I
Most
mean?
High literally make it fall from the sky, bro.
Yeah, they make it fall from the sky. What random, like, think about what happened before that. What random person just puts money in a fish
And it was like,
and just throws it out there? Yeah, the Lord controls reality, so we can make things like that happen. He can make it happen, but you have to mess with him first before he mess with you. That's how you always been. So that's why it says, like, if you don't get a recompense from him, you'll get one from the Father, because you're helping one of his sheep. You remember when Yahweh Shai said, like, to the I brought this out to my manager the other day. I forgot what we was talking about like when Yahweh Shai talks about those, like, when you fed me, or did you visit me when I was in prison, and something else he said. And Yahweh Shai was like, you did all these things when you cared for one of my sheep, right? That's the recompense that we get from the Father when we care for one of his sheep. If we do something for one of his sheep, he will give you a recompense, because he controls reality, and he can make that come out of nowhere. Like bro, I'll give you a perfect example, bro. We came from SmackDown yesterday, bro. We just walking. Someone's wife just found a whole like 50 on the ground, bro. And think about this, right? There was a crowd of people walking for us, walking not for us, but around us, right? We just walking. Me and my wife, she just picks it up and we just go. She's like, "Oh, you found a 50." Yeah, anybody could have found. People walking on top of it. Anybody could have found it. She found it. You see that? That's out of nowhere. The Lord does those things. We can't forget about the type of God we serve. He can literally move mountains for you if you believe in him. And that don't mean just saying, "Oh, I believe." That shows that's your actions. Go back to First Samuel 2.
You want it in NLT? This is good.
You can say where it's KJV's fine.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. Mm-hmm. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up.
See, that's the power the Lord has. He's sovereign over all the reality. Go ahead.
The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich.
The Lord does what?
Maketh poor and maketh rich.
So if the Lord makes poor and maketh rich, he can make you rich, or basically give you a recompense if you are being generous to your brother, right? But he also makes poor. How does he make you poor? By you being idle. We already read these scriptures earlier about folks being damn lazy and being content with the rain over top of their head and letting their roof cave in. That's how he allows you to be poor, so you can learn your lesson, so you can be chastised by it, because that don't feel good. That don't feel good, looking at sitting here and analyzing your entire situation and what you're in, and understanding that it's your fault. That's not a good feeling. I've been in that situation a whole bunch of times in my life. Like, damn, I could have literally avoided all this. Could you imagine that? I literally said it the day. If I'd have just did what I was supposed to do. now I got to work 60 hours a week to catch up with this, and I could have did this. I should have just took my ass home, bro. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. It'd really be your fault. And it was crazy, bro. My dad wasn't good for a whole bunch of lessons. But he did tell me this one, man. He's like, ain't nobody gonna bail you out of no situation. Anything that happened to you is your fault. And like, it didn't make no sense until I hit like 30. I was like, oh shit, he told me the truth. Yeah, he told me the truth in real life. He told me the truth. It'd be like that. Get Matthew 6 and 33.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 33. Mm-hmm. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
And that's something a lot of us forget. We can't be content. We can't be content with just clocking in on Saturday. You know what I mean? Right? We can't just be content with just being in class. Like, you got to do something, bro. You ain't got to, like, because y'all ain't got to be, I'll even say with y'all don't have to be just like the deepest person out there, or like be on live every day teaching the class. You could do something to help other than just showing up. You know what I mean? Like, you could work on clips. You could do this, find a new way for us to be better in the algorithm. There's something you can do. Even for people watching on live, there's something you can do to help anybody. It don't just got to be Sakari. Hell, anything it take for this gospel to get to the ends of the world so I can be saved, goddammit. I ain't worried about the, like, it ain't got to be just about hold on this right here. Let me see, get that on camera. It ain't got to be just worried about this, man. It can be IUIC. As long as you can get me saved out of Babylon, I'm for it. Let's do that. I'm saying. But do something, bro. Let's do something. Get what was it? Last penny. Sirach 11:21.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 21. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor.
Mm-hmm.
For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on a sudden to make a poor man rich.
To do what?
It is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich.
The Lord could do that with him acknowledging the effort that you're putting in. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know about the parable about the talents, correct? One man got one talent, didn't do nothing with it. It got taken away from him.
Yeah.
You got the man with the few talents, then you got the man with the 5 talents, right?
Yeah.
They multiplied their talents and were over a little bit of things, and now they're over a lot of things, right? That's goes into your effort. That's why when Yahweh Shai got on that servant that didn't do nothing with him, what did he call him? Slothful. What does slothful mean? You're lethargic. You're lazy. You didn't do anything. We in the business of multiplying talents because that's what our Messiah said for us to do, right? He acknowledges that, and to be easy thing for the Lord to suddenly make you rich. You start showing all this effort. You see in Acts it talks about people who are addicted to the gospel, right? Things like that, doing things like that, and helping your people and helping this organization, helping other organizations abroad, putting your brick into your maximum capacity, right? You get dividends behind it. It's easy for the Lord to do that. Keep going.
Verse 22, the blessing of the Lord is in the reward of the godly, and suddenly he maketh his blessing to flourish.
Mm-hmm.
Say not what profit is there of my say not what profit is there of my service.
See what profit is there of my service. Say, man, what am I doing this for? Go ahead.
And what good things shall I have hereafter?
Mm-hmm.
Again, say not I have enough, and possess many things, and what evil can come to me hereafter.
That's being content. People being content where they at, right? Keep going.
Verse 25, in the day of prosperity, there is forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity.
Keep going.
For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways.
It's an easy thing for the Lord to reward a man according to his ways, right? You sitting here being content where you at, right? That, you know what that reward is going to be? You're going to have that sagging roof and your shit cave in, bro. Matter of fact, pause, right? The roof cave in whilst I'm here, right? You know, your roof cave in, right? You don't want that to happen to you. It's not a good time, right? Get Luke 6 and no. Matthew 6 and 19.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19. Lay up for yourselves treasures lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
There will your what?
For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
So now there's a dichotomy right here. You have people who are just only focused on money and riches and power and things like that. That's the people who you see in the world, like the Jay-Z's, the Beyoncé's, all of them who have like all this authority in the world through what they did by being an entertainer, being a sports player, or all these various things. They don't care about this. They don't care about the Bible. They don't care about God. They'll say, "Oh, I thank God for this," but we all know what God that is, right? It's freaking mammon. That's what that is. But Yahweh Shai says, "Lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven." What is laying up for yourselves treasures in heaven?
Like blessings, like things like we were just going into giving alms and everything. So, like you said,
That's
if a
one.
man's not able to give it back to you, the Most High will. So, like in times of trouble and tribulation, or like Jacob's trouble, you can be hid and then be preserved.
Yeah, that's the majority of it. But that's also putting your brick in, right? Giving alms, putting your brick in, being a brother, things like that. That's how you lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, and you can cash that in through the prosperity that you have from those actions. It's almost like stocks, right? It's almost like stocks. Like how it's like if you had the insider. What we do is insider trading. You know about a stock that's about to rise and never going to fall. You know what that stock is? Yahweh. All you got to do is buy you some stock, buy you some shares in it. You buying shares by being a brother, giving alms, doing X, Y, and Z that we've already mentioned, right? You know that stock is going to rise, and you can cash some of that out. And that the way that that's shown through is through your prosperity here. Now you got a better job. Now you got a job where you work less, right? And you make more. You got better benefits. Everything around you flourishes. So you want to start a project of doing this, it just flourishes because the Lord's with you. We've seen brothers like this in this truth. It ain't just when I'm not just saying chief. There's other brothers in this truth who just flourish, right? Go to Psalms 1:1. One of my favorites.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 1, verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night.
So let's start from the top on that one, right? It says, blessed is the man. This is a question I really should have asked y'all earlier. It says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. What does blessed mean?
Favorite?
Yes, it means favored. Like you're favored. Like think about like you know how like what's a good example? What's a good example of that? You know how people say like they're well off than other people? Blessed. Like you're favored. You have favor. You have favor with the Lord to get what you have. Right? That's what this is. Keep going on this though.
Blessed is a man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly,
nor
standeth in the way of sinners.
You're not in the world. That's what this is going to. The way of the sinners, right? This is the world. Go ahead.
Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night.
And we know colloquially we use law for the Torah and the prophets, right? This is what you live in. This is your way that you've conformed yourself to. That's not just the law and the prophets. That's also Yahweh's words. Deuteronomy 18:18, that prophet which the Lord's going to raise up, and he's going to put all his words in his mouth, and the Lord's going to require of us if we don't abide by those words. So that includes Yahweh. So if you conform yourselves to what he said and what the Father said and what the prophet said, which really is the Father's words, right? That makes you blessed. Cashing in and buying that stock that's never going to fall, it only rises, right? Cashing into that makes you blessed. Following after that's what makes you blessed. Keep going.
Verse 3. And he shall be like a tree planted.
My bad. Read verse 2 again.
Verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
Yeah.
And in his law doth he meditate day and night.
So it says he meditates day and night. That don't mean you sit here and read the Bible day and night. It technically can. But what he's trying to show you is this person doesn't deviate at any time. Right? They're like, whether it be night, whether it be day, whether it be in front of people, or whether it don't be in front of people. They're integral. They maintain integrity. Right? Keep going.
Verse 3. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water.
Yeah.
That bringeth forth his fruit in his season.
Which bringeth forth his fruit in season. What?
His leaf also shall not wither.
Yeah.
And whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
Whatsoever he shall do, it shall prosper. Did that say only in your land? That didn't say only in your land. Did that say if you're under captivity of the Romans or the Medo-Persians or all them? That didn't say none of that. If we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, conform our lives to it, we can be prosperous. So we can't just use the curses as an excuse all the time to be complacent and work BS jobs, barely make it, stuff happens catastrophic. No, we got to ask people for help. Now we don't know what we're going to do. Yeah, look at your kids and tell them we can't afford clothes. Things like all stuff like that, bro.
We can do better. Everything we do. Get Acts 5:1. Everything we do, right, can be a lot better off than a lot of other people because we're cashing in on the stock that we bought in Yahweh. Why don't we put Yahweh to the test, right? That's something. Why don't we do that, right? Why don't we put Yahweh to the test? Let's cash in on the stock that He's given that we bought, right? Why don't we collect the dividend off of that stock? Why don't we do that? Go ahead.
But this is the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 1. But a certain man named Ananias and with Sapphira, his wife, sold a possession and kept back part of the price.
Mm-hmm.
His wife also being privy to it and brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet. But Peter said, Ananias, why have Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and to keep back part of the price of the land?
We don't really need this part. Go down. Keep going.
Till they died.
Nah, it's after that.
Okay.
Apostles. Yeah, start at verse 12.
Okay. This is the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 12. And by the hands of the apostles were many signs and wonders wrought among the people, and they were all with one accord in Solomon's porch.
So the Lord wrought many He wrought many signs and wonders among the disciples, among the apostles. Right? How did they get this? How did they get this power? By believing in Yahweh Shai. By believing in Yahweh Shai and following Him, they received power. That's that blessing, and that's being well off and being prosperous, right? And we're gonna see that. We're gonna see what that power does, right? Keep going.
Verse 13. And the rest durst no man join himself to them, but the people magnified them.
Mm-hmm.
And believers were the more added to the Lord, multitudes both of men and women, insomuch that they brought forth the sick into the streets and laid them on beds and couches, that at the least the shadow of Peter passing by might overshadow some of them.
Overshadow some of them. This man was so prosperous. This man had so much power that he walked past the sick. His shadow hit the sick and healed them. But we complain and talking about we can barely make it throughout the month. I mean, you either believe in this Bible or we don't. Right, you know what I mean? We can't sit here and complain about the situation we're in, but we see somebody who believes in Yahweh Shai Mashiach receive power. And matter of fact, read the next verse.
Come on.
Read the next verse.
Verse 16. There came also a multitude out of the cities round about unto Jerusalem, bringing sick folks, and them which were vexed with unclean spirits.
Yeah, and
they were healed every one.
They were healed every one. But we sit here complaining, talk about the curses. Well, we can't. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. The curses cause problems nationalistically. Yes. Will your life continuously hang in doubt with the Edomites walking around? Yes. But what was it? Yahweh Shai said, like, who said that? Where it says, when your ways please the Lord, even your enemies will be at peace with you. Is that what Yahweh said?
That's Proverbs, like what, 11 and 7?
I think that's Proverbs. Like, we either believe in this book or we don't, right? That's not going to keep you. And when I say this, that doesn't mean, you're going to just be safe for every single thing. Lord can do whatever He wants to. But we can't pretend like this book don't exist. We can't pretend like we didn't read what we just read about the type of power Peter had by believing in Yahweh Shai. Like, come on. Like, you know what I mean? We got to stop making excuses for our BS actions and our complacencies in life. Keep going.
Kanye's Proverbs 16 and 7.
You can read it. You can read it.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 7. When a man's ways please the Lord, He maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Mm-hmm. You make even your enemies to be at peace with you, right? And that's shown through the wisdom that you move around in. You got Israelites coming to truth be one in that 1 month talking about, you see Edomite, you got to yell at the Edomite, you got to kick him in the face. And you ask him to be in jail when you do all that. You're gonna be in jail. You're gonna come out now. You're Muslim. You know what I mean? And what did you accomplish? and what did you accomplish? Right? Like people. That's what be killing me about people saying, "You guys are too nice to Edomites." I was like, bro, I don't feel like I've been yelling at Edomites for like my first 5-6 years of doing this. But I'm tired of yelling at Edomites. I want to confound them. And what sense does it make for me to accrue all this wisdom all the knowledge of the scriptures that I know specifically, just to only yell at them and say they're going to captivity. What am I doing it for then? That's a waste. That's like saying like, you know how rappers be buying cars, but Lamborghinis, what's another expensive car? Free Aston Martins, Bugattis, yeah, just to turn around to drive a freaking Lincoln Town car. Just drive around in a damn town car. Will it get me to point A to point B? Well, I yelled at the Edomite. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of doing all that then? You might as well save your money. Wow. Right? Just collecting dust, man. You know, it's because like, and also this too. What the reason why I try to do that as well, it keeps it fresh in my mind. Like, you ever heard? I mean, you know this for sure. Like with your muscles, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah,
If you don't use your wisdom, you're gonna lose your wisdom. You see, they're talking about you want to memorize a precept, you'll never use it. You think you might just stay there? That's not how this works. There be precepts that I learned in the like my first few months that I barely remember, right? Because I didn't use them that much.
Yeah.
There's some that stick with me, but there's some that I forgot. It be like that sometimes, right? If you don't use it, you lose it. But where was you at?
We finished out Acts 5 and 16.
Keep going. I want to go to 19.
Verse 17. Then the high priest rose up, and all they that were with him, which is in the sect of the Sadducees, and were filled with indignation, and laid their hands on the apostles and put them in a common prison. But the angel of the Lord by night opened the prison doors and brought them forth and said, go stand and speak in the temple to the people all the words of this life. You can keep going?
Yeah.
Verse 21.
Where you stop at?
Basically after the angels opened up and they told them to go preach in the temples.
You read that too fast. Go back up to that.
I'm going to read verse 17 again. Then the high priest rose up, and all they that were with him, which in the sect of the Sadducees, and were filled with indignation, and laid their hands on the apostles and put them in the common prison. But the angel of the Lord by night opened the prison doors.
The angel of the Lord by night opened the prison doors. You see, remember we saw right before this, Peter's walking by, his shadow is healing people, right? He's healing people of diverse sicknesses, ailments, infirmities, right? All these things. He is thrown into prison. It's like, oh, is what it is. And then here comes an angel. Just come like this is casual. Casually, an angel comes and opens the door. He just walks out.
They're great.
That's crazy.
They're crazy.
But we complain about BS though. We're like, that's within your power. What are you talking about? Like that, like that's how much power this man. We can tap into this if we cash in with the Lord. Keep going.
Verse 20. Now I'm gonna read verse 19 again. But the angel of the Lord by night opened the prison doors and brought them forth and said, go stand and speak in the temple to the people all the words of this life.
Now check this out. That wasn't happening to other people, right? As far as like people like outside of the apostles and stuff like that. Nobody might just send angels just come slide them out of there like that. Okay. He's doing that to the people who actually cash in with the Lord. Because the angel told him to go back out there and go teach. Because I got a mission for you to do. You're gonna go keep your mission. You know what I mean? That's what was happening right there. So give me we're coming back to this, but give me Romans 8 and 31. Right? This is what happens when the Lord is with you. He said, just be me. Galatians 2 and 16. Oh my God, bro. Paul. I hear everything you're saying, but Paul says this. Paul. Was that every man justified? There's no man justified by the works of the law. You know. Then Paul turns around and says in Romans chapter 2, verse 13, the doers of the law are justified. Which one is it, man? You know, is he right here or wrong right here? Which one is it, man? You know, that's what we got to deal with. But Paul, that phrase, I'm so. It's just like Paul. It's like he's the least authoritative person in the book. The least authoritative, like even he himself knows that. That's the thing that's crazy. But give me this real fast.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 31. What shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us?
If God be for us, who can be against us? Right? That's something you really have to believe. If you're on God's thing, like think about it like this, right? This goes into your faith. There's two teams. You got the world's team, Satan's team, devil's team, all they're all together. Then you have the Lord's team. Everybody here believes you're on the Lord's team, right? Do you really think you losing that game?
Hell
no. Now check this out, right? Then what are you worried for then? I mean, let's be honest. So check this out, right? Let's make it a little bit worldly for niggas to understand, man, because your ball's life, right? So let's say there's 5 people on the court at one time on one team, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna be on the court. The other 4 people are Michael Jordan. Do you think you'll lose that game?
If he ain't got no lips, so shit, mate. No, I'm playing.
Oh my God. I forgot y'all young cats. Wait, let me make it to it, because I know y'all young cats, bro. If the other 4 is LeBron James, do you think you lose that game?
We ain't
I forgot, man. I forgot y'all ain't never seen true greatness before, But hey, you'll catch up one day. Y'all need to listen to young NBA young boys. Young boy can't do no wrong, apparently. Yeah. Get 2 Chronicles 15:2. Bring it right back out.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 15, verse 2. You want the Chronicles, right? Or did you want Corinthians?
Chronicles.
Just making sure, I guess.
Yeah, you know me, man.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 15, verse 2. And he went out to meet Asa. Is that Asa or Asa?
Asa.
Okay, yeah. And he went out to meet Asa and said unto him,
Dang, man, dang, bro. I remember this dude we met named Asa in Temple. Was you ever went to Temple that one time?
No, I don't think so.
Damn, bro. I remember, was you with us? Was you even with us then?
Probably not.
I don't think so. Oh, that's back when Osmond Waff was here.
Yeah.
We had went to Temple. That's where I'm from. And Jew from Temple. We had went to Temple, and there was this dude holding camp by himself, just holding it down by himself over there, right where I used to live at. That shit was crazy. His name was Asa. I ain't never forgot about him either. We got to go back out there. I wonder if he's still out there, still holding. I wonder if he could build up a camp out there. You really could. It's in the hood too. You really could. That shit just reminded me of when we said that. I forgot about dude.
All right,
okay, go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 15, verse 2. And he went out to meet Asa and said unto him, Hear ye meet Asa and all Judah and Benjamin. The Lord is with you while ye be with him.
Mm-hmm.
And if ye seek him, he will be found. It's a lot. And he went out to meet Asa and said unto him, Hear ye meet Asa and all Judah and Benjamin. The Lord is with you while ye be with him. And if ye seek him, he will be found of you. But if ye forsake him, he will forsake you.
So this is what it is, right? The Lord is with you when you are with him, right? If the Lord is with you, can't nobody be against you, correct?
Okay.
But if you forsake him, he will forsake you. So think about it like this. Y'all play sports in high school? Right. What happens if you start failing your grades?
Finished.
What happens if you fail your grades?
Man,
Oh, you ineligible.
Yeah.
You're uneligible. Yeah. You thought you was playing linebacker today. You thought you was about to be in the linebacker today. That you ineligible, man. You do what makes you ineligible in this truth? Sinning, not doing nothing, sitting on the couch, complaining, videos on, you sitting there. You want to tell the prophets, how they should be teaching while you sit on the couch, you know what I mean? We got plenty of them, right? Things like that, stuff like that makes you ineligible. And you think you're on God's team, but you've truly forsaken it. Just like when you was playing football in high school, right? You forsook your team when you didn't put your part in, when you didn't put your brick in your classes to make yourself eligible. It's the same exact thing. That's crazy, bro.
That is real.
That's what happens. Go to John chapter 21 and verse 15. Let's go to what Yahweh said.
This is the book of. Whoa, what the hell?
That is not what I wanted. You type in Jonah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, type in. You might type in the whole thing. It's like a Tribe Called Quest, man.
Crazy as hell. This is the book of John, chapter 21, verse 15. So when they had dined, Yahushua said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these?
Mm-hmm.
He said unto him, yeah, Lord.
So people say that, do you love Yahushua over everything? A lot of people say yeah. Right? What did Peter say? He said, yes, Lord. But what did he say after that?
Thou knowest that I love thee.
Mm-hmm.
He said unto him, feed my lambs.
Do what?
Feed my lambs.
You gotta feed his lambs. That don't just take place in camp. That don't just take place in on live classes, showing up to class. That takes place in being addicted to the gospel, like the apostles and disciples were in Acts. You need to do something. You know what I mean? Do something. Do more. What Kobe Bryant say? Do more. So I'm already doing the most. Do more. What does that mean, Kobe Bryant? More. Like you got to do more. Right? A lot of people don't even do the minimum amount. Which matter of fact, I don't even know what that is actually. But the minimum amount to the requirements of even Sakari, right? People don't even do that, right? And that's they don't do nothing, right? What they say is a teacher, look out for you. Look at it. Look.
Right.
You got to pull it up on your screen. You see it? Go to StreamYard. Look what he said. He said the teacher gonna look out for me. Niggas gonna say, well, Yahushua the advocate, so he gonna look out for me. But in that same chapter in John 1 John 2, he says, my little children, I write unto you that you sin not, right? But if any man sin, you have an advocate with the Father, Mashiach Yahushua, right? So you're not supposed to, you don't want to just have the teacher look out for you, man. That's not, you don't want to just bank on that. So get Matthew 17 and 20. We got two more precepts, then we'll be up out of here, man.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 20. And Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed.
You have faith as a grain of a mustard seed. That's a very small seed. Go ahead.
Ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you.
So nothing should be impossible unto you. You can even move a mountain. That's not literally, but that's the amount of, like, there's nothing right now that can literally move a mountain. The only thing that could possibly move the mountain is who?
Most High.
The Most High. So the power, you have the power of the Most High behind you. That's why it says nothing shall be impossible unto you. Because later in the scripture it says nothing is impossible to God. So you have the power. You're on God's team. He's behind you. He's a coach. Yeah, he's coaching coordinator, man. Right? You're on his team. You're not about to lose. All you gotta do is have faith in the mustard seed. He'll change reality for you. Just like how when the Yahushua told them to throw their rod in the sea and they found a freaking fish with the money in it they needed. That don't just happen. That would just happen. It's not just no accident. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not just a coincidence. It's coincidentally we just threw this out here and it has the exact amount. Man. So reality was changed for them, right? Because the Father was behind them, who controls reality. Go to Sirach chapter 2, verse 10, and then we can close it out, man.
Go ahead, man.
Sirach 2 and 10.
God. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see.
No, hold on right there. Look at the generations of old and see, right? The generations of old is who all of our forefathers. We believe we're Israelites, correct?
God.
Let's look at all of our forefathers and what happened with them. Right? Go ahead.
God. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord? and was confounded.
Was anybody who trusted in the Lord and was confounded? Were they just left there and forsaken? That didn't happen. We see our brothers get saved out of a lot of different situations. Various prophets get saved out of situations. Things happen with David especially, right? All of our forefathers who did a tremendous work and had belief in the Father, they were all never confounded, never left forsaken. Keep going.
Or did any abide in his fear
Mm-hmm.
and was forsaken?
Yeah.
Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Yeah, go ahead.
For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction.
He saves in time of affliction, and that's only going to happen if you're with him. A lot of people just being ineligible. You know what I mean?
God.
You don't want to be ineligible. You be ineligible, you're not going to have any type of assistance whatsoever, and that comes through complacency. That comes through being lazy and not wanting to be better, right? And allowing the water and the floods to build up on top of your house so it caves in. That's why we can't just be like, oh, it's the curses. Nah, nigga, it's probably you. You know what I mean? It's probably what's happening as a result of your mismanagement of your life. That's what it boils down to, right? A lot of these women be like that too, but I mean that's another subject. But with that, I'm gonna say, call hello Yahweh by Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shai and Shalom.
Shalom.
We gotta get to camp.